Hello, welcome back. Thank you for continuing on this journey with me. The cherry cream mead, this has been sitting for about a month, I think now. Yep, just over, oh God, a month and 12 days. A month and 12 days, yes. With a bunch of dried cherries and vanilla, I think. I literally don't remember what I did before I left for Texas. Let's rack. I do have a brewer's bag. Don't know how well this is going to work because it's always sketchy when there's solids floating around in your mead. Okay. What does this taste like? We are all wondering. It smells like cherries. What do you know? Interesting. I mean, it does like grip your mouth, you know? It is vanilla cream, which is a little intense right now. However, I did just remove cherries. That is something to note. When you, at least in my personal experience, when I remove fruit, when I remove oak, whatever it may be, you taste it directly after that, and it's very strong, very strongly tastes of that thing that you just removed, right? It makes sense. So give this a little bit of time away from those cherries. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. I might add a small amount of tannin, we'll see. This was actually pretty clear. Oh my God. Woo, wow. That's shockingly clear. I don't think you can see, because it is, again, it's so dark. I do kind of want to wait and see if I want to add slightly more tannin or not. And if anything more falls out of suspension, even though this is like really clear, I am shooketh. Yeah, I'm gonna let this settle for just a little bit. So I'll see you here in a second. Hi everyone. So I'm very silly and I forgot to take a gravity reading. I've been doing things like this lately, you know, just not like fully thinking everything through necessarily. Forgot to take a gravity reading, realized I haven't backsweetened, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna taste this again. I think what I want to add is my like Hawaiian honey. It's got a really beautiful flavor. So the dried fruit did add a little bit of sugar, almost 10 points. Because this was at 1. It was under 1. So yeah, this added probably about 10 points. So it's 1.010. Where is my homebrew Ohio glass? My favorites. Backsweetening in these is kind of annoying because this honey is solid. Ooh, smells so good though. All right, let's see. What do we think? It smells like cherries. Ooh, ooh. Sorry. It surprised me and just, because it's a little sour. It's like, it could use a little bit of tannin though. It is there, but I feel like maybe just a small amount. I do have a wine tannin now, courtesy of Miss Mel. I'm not gonna add very much. Just want like a small amount. I'm just gonna spoon some in. I don't usually measure when I backsweeten, like in ounces or whatever. I just kind of will put some in, you know? I'm gonna use my bottling wand as I splash water everywhere to mix this up a little bit. Okay, let's try again. A little bit of tannin did help a lot. However, it needs more honey. However, more honey, please. You know what? I actually might put some in a mug and just like with a little bit of water and warm it up. Just because like I really want to make sure this gets the right level of sweetness. A little warmed up honey water. Oh God. Of course. Whatever. Just get in. Just get in there. But is it enough? That is the real question. Come on, Mead, speak to me. Do you need more? Because I think you might need more. This is a lot of Mead tasting right now. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, I'm gonna call it good. We're gonna let that sit for a minute and clear, and then we're gonna bottle the dang thing. We're back. We're back. Hawaiian honey to backsweeten, and I did. However, I don't know what my gravity is. I don't know if this is sweet enough. This has been sitting for just over 2 weeks now since I last touched it. Yeah, because I'd added the Hawaiian honey. Well, it's all coming back to me now. But I wasn't sure if this is complete yet. So what I want to do is I want to try it, see how the flavor is. I might add more lactose. I might add mocha chips, which I am preparing. They're supposed to soak for like an hour. If I decide to add them, then I will. It needs to be sweeter. It's so bright and acidic. Now the issue that I had with this honey is that it's like still kind of solid. There's schmutz at the bottom of this, and I know it's like mostly this honey. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do is warm it up a little. So I'm going to put a heaping half a cup in a bowl, and I'm gonna add some hot water, just a little bit though, because obviously I don't want to water down my mead to balance out all that tart cherry. It's so tart, but it's good. So I'm just trying to crush up, melt that honey so there's no solids, preferably. Do I learn from my mistakes? Occasionally, yes I do. I'm using a funnel. All right, I'm gonna stir this up. Then I'm gonna taste it. We'll see how I feel. See if I wanna add these oak chips or not, or any more lactose for that matter. So I really didn't add very much, but between that and the vanilla bean, it does have a nice, like, mild creaminess. I might add a little bit more to enhance that cream flavor and like mouthfeel. Now I do get a little bit more honey on the nose. And I'm not worried about wasting this because I have a whole other mead that actually does need mocha oak chips added to it. So I think I need more lactose though, or not lactose, lactic acid. That's what this is, lactic acid. What's the difference? Is it lactose or lactic acid? I have the wrong product. Why I bought lactic acid, I don't know, but I need lactose. This did give like a creamy like flavor or feeling. I mean, I think, unless I'm being crazy. So I'm just, you know what? I'm not gonna touch this again until I have lactose. I hope that didn't like make the tartness even more prevalent. You know, this is just what happens when you use like new things though. I mean, let's be real. I'm trying different methods that have never previously tried. And I think I saw, I mean, I know what I did. I saw lactic acid a while ago thinking, oh, this is the thing that people use for creaminess, when like it's actually lactose. So anyway, when I have lactose, we are back. The cherry cream mead. Yes, it is beautiful, I know. So excited. Okay, so obviously I've done some things off of the camera, so I'm just gonna kind of cover what has happened over here. On the 3rd of July, I added 1.5 teaspoon of lactose. So initially I had added lactic acid because I got the two confused. But the lactic acid I think is okay. It worked out just fine with this mead. Another half cup of honey. Wait, did I really? Well, anyway, the gravity, sorry, I get confused reading my own notes sometimes. Anyways, gravity is 1.054, by far the sweetest mead I've ever made. But let me tell you, it does not come off that way just because of the tart cherries. I mean, they are so bright and tart, you know, hence the name, that the sweetness level helps pull that down quite a lot. And that is where we are. So I have added lactose, I've added honey. The sweetness level is up quite a lot from where it was. Today we will be adding sparkleoid as well. I need to get the water heated up. So on the package, it gives you instructions for 6 gallons. So I had to math this down to about 1 gallon. This says 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of water. So I've mathed it down to 8 teaspoons of water and 1/2 teaspoon of sparkleoid, because this is very, very not see-through. It is quite opaque. Oh my God, there's so many bugs in this flippin' thing. It's gotta get cleaned so bad. It's nasty. I'm going to take a little taster. Okay, not quite boiling yet. I'm gonna get my 1/2 teaspoon ready. The stuff is very fluffy. Stir that up. And then you wait 5 minutes before you add it to your mead. So I gotta put a timer on. All right, so a little taste test. Oh, testy. Ooh, it smells really good. It's nice cherry and cream. Like you can smell the creaminess. No, the sweetness is perfect. I'm so happy with this mead. I'm so happy with this one. So I have learned recently that potassium metabisulfite, now usually I add this when I stabilize. It is something that you can add periodically to prevent oxidation. So I'm not putting a full tablet in. I just want to add a little bit for the purposes of preventing oxidative stress. So I'm pretty much just gonna dump all of this in here. I know it's for a full gallon. We're not quite there. We're a little bit under a gallon. This mead needs a little bit of assistance in getting clear, for sure. Obviously, you are adding a little bit of water to your mead, you know, so that's something to think about, I guess. But it's not actually that much. It was only 8 teaspoons of water. And now we wait at least a week, it says. At least a week. Oh my God. I need smaller finger bobbers. Stay tuned for bottling. So it hasn't been that long since I bottled this. However, I really wanted this second part to just be all inclusive and to also have the tasting. So here it is. So you don't have to wait or like look for the tasting as a separate thing. So this mead, if you remember, was started at the end of February. It is now the very end of July, so it's been 5 months total since the start. This ended at 11.8%, and as we all know, it is sweet. So we'll see how it is right now. It's just this nice, sort of like almost like a rusty red. It smells good. I mean, you can definitely smell the honey and the creamy vibes with the cherry. It's all in the bouquet. Ooh, wow. Okay. Even as this bottle conditions and develops. I mean, it hasn't been very long, but it's developing very quickly. It's so interesting because as you like swish it over your palate, it feels soft. Yeah, it feels soft and like it definitely coats your mouth. It's gonna be interesting to see how the honeys come through because I used 3 different honeys for this. I don't know why I jumped around so much. And this is definitely like a dessert style mead. This is something that I want like after dinner. I mean, I would also just drink it on its own if I wanted like kind of a sweet treat, but I think that level of honey just really took those sharp acidic edges off the cherries. Because the cherries on their own, I mean, there were tart cherries and tart cherry juice, which is like, you know, like super acidic and sharp. And so the blend of the lactose and the vanilla bean and the honey, like all just drew it down and made it very smooth. The aftertaste is nice because the cherry does last through, but at the end you get like all that vanilla. The vanilla bean really shines through at the end. I'd be very interested to know if any of you try this recipe, what level you would back sweeten to and how much tartness you would hold on to in your mead. I really like this. I really like it where it is. I don't know. I think I would end up doing the exact same thing all over again if I did it again, you know. It's very easy to drink. I don't get any alcohol burn. I don't get any off flavors. I mean, it's lunchtime for Stinky. This has only been bottled, sorry, Percy's eating right now. This has only been bottled for a week, actually. But I am very happy with how it tastes. You know that your technique is getting better and your skill when you can drink a mead right after bottling and be like, this is great. Obviously the flavors do need time to like completely come together and do their thing. As all of us who are experienced knows that meads change over time. So I'm very interested to know how this is going to taste in 6 months and then a year. This is one that I would for sure make again. For sure, for sure. So the full recipe will be in the description. Oh, also just to mention, I do have Patreon. I also have YouTube memberships now. If you want to support me, because making all this mead and filming and editing especially takes a very, very long time. This hobby, like in order for me to share all of this with people, it takes a lot of my free time. It's a lot of work, especially to like make things look better and give quality type of content. I also have a website now that just launched. There are some meads that will be leaving my channel as like, they won't be like public and really viewable directly through my channel anymore. You'll have to go to the website to watch those, simply because of the mistakes that were made in them. Some of those older videos I think have done me more harm than good as a creator, where like my strawberry mead video got almost 3,000 views, but I only gained 40 subscribers from that video. And it's been on my channel for over 2 years. I mean, that's not very good. So, but a lot of people watch it, like because it was an older video, it was pushed by the algorithm. And I think I just turned a lot of people off of my channel and it really stunted my growth. I'll talk more about that in a separate video because I know a lot of people have probably stopped watching this by now. But for those of you who are here to the end, thank you, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Bye.